Hello, this video demonstration is to show how to create Ansible Dynamic Inventory. And as a reminder, you remember that Ansible is an open source configuration management, provisioning, and deployment tool. So we already have our Ansible server right here. And Ansible is already installed in it. So right now, the goal is to run Ansible with Ansible user, which you have created and granted the necessary permissions, and Ansible is already installed in this. So the first thing we're going to do from here is to, first of all, create the Ansible home directory, which is supposed to be etc Ansible. So let's begin with creating the Ansible default home directory. So we create the directory in etc Ansible. So we create the directory etc Ansible, and we want to change permissions for that directory by running this command, changing the ownership and the permissions attached. So we change that to recursive mode. We have Ansible, the directory is etc Ansible. So we're changing this permission right now. Permission has been changed. So after changing the permission, now the first thing we need to do is to create. If we go into the directory etc Ansible and we check the contents, you'll see that it's empty. So it's already empty right now. So let's create the first file we need to create here, which is Ansible etc Ansible ansible.cfg. So first of all, let's get into the directory. Let's cd into the directory etc Ansible. If we do ls, there's nothing in the directory. So we create the first file, ansible.cfg. So we are creating the file now. This file contains the configurations, default configurations for Ansible. But we're going to change something in this file. The first thing we're going to change in this file is just to configure host key checking. This file contains some basic default values, and it's Ansible host. So that's where we're going to create it's the Ansible host file here and other default values as seen below. So we are going to, our target is to uncomment this section to disable SSH key host checking. So we simply remove the comment here. That's all we need to do in this file. And having done that, we leave the file. So we have our first file here, which is ansible.cfg. So the next file we're going to create is the Ansible host file. It's the Ansible host file, which is a Python script that is supposed to extract information from AWS EC2 instances and create our Ansible Dynamic Inventory. So we want to create that, and the file is hosts. We're already in etc Ansible directory /host will be the default host file. So we veer into that file and put this content in it. This content is ec2.py file. I'm going to make some edits in this comment, but at the first time, I need to come out of it because it's quite a long line. So I'll go back into the file. The first thing I need to change is this, because in here we have Python 3. We have Python 3 installed. So we change this first to Python 3. So that's the first thing we need to do in this file. All right, after we change it to Python 3, we go again to line 172. To line 172. So let's get to line 172 and make another change. we go to line 172 and make a second change in this file. That change will be to put a comment right here. We don't want this module to be downloaded again. So we'll simply put a comment there, put an hashtag there that is supposed to give us the comment section for that. So we have, oh, not that line, the line after that, which is this line. So we put the comment there. So that's all we need to do in this file. When we come out of the file, again, we need to change this file to have an executable permission. Right now, it doesn't have that permission. So let's change the file, add executable permission to the file. The file is hosts. Yeah, so right now, if we check again, you will see it has that permission needed. So that's all we need to do on this file. Again, we're going to create another file, and that file is named ec2.ini. So we VI into ec2.ini and add this there. So we have added that. You don't need to change anything here. This contains the configuration for the Python script containing the host file that is supposed to extract the Ansible Dynamic Inventory for us. So this contains Ansible EC2 external inventory script settings. So that is what is contained in here. So you're not supposed to change anything here. So we're just going to leave this file now and begin to go into the process of creating our Ansible Dynamic Inventory. So at this point, we have two servers. It's important to mention that in the AWS account, we have our 3 servers already. This is our Ansible machine, and this is our Corpse Master. This is our web server. So this is just for this demonstration, we have just these 3 servers. So the next thing we're going to do from here is to attach an IAM role to this Ansible server. We have an IAM role already created with administrative access. So we go to security, modify IAM role, and choose the role. The role is Ansible here. We created this role from here, and it has administrative access. Then we update IAM role for this server. That is already done. So we come out of this file. So the next thing we're going to do is to test the script so far, to test the connection so far. And to do that, we'll simply run an Ansible ad hoc command. We run Ansible all -- list. This is supposed to list all the hosts, all the servers in the host file, Ansible Dynamic Inventory file. It's going to give an error because we need to import another module, which is called Boto. We need to install Boto. So how do we do that? So we come out of this file and then install Boto. Sudo pip install Boto. So Boto is being installed now. So Boto is installed. So if we run the command again, Ansible all -- list, this is going to take a little while to run because it's going to search every of AWS to look for EC2 instances running to bring it into our dynamic inventory. So that's the reason it's taking some seconds to come up. So once it comes up, we will see the servers in our host dynamic inventory at the moment, but we can change the settings. Here it is. So it's taking this long because it was taking all of AWS. So we can change the settings by going back into this file, etc Ansible ec2.ini, and narrowing down the search. So here we have the regions. It's searching, it's all. So we can streamline this. Right now, my group of servers are only found in US East 2. So my servers are in US East 2. So I simply did that to US East 2. If you have your servers in many other locations, just like we have it here, so in many other regions, you simply fill in the regions you have your servers. This will narrow down the search of the Python script to only US East 2. So now that we have edited that, so we need to come out of this file. Now let's repeat the ad hoc command again, and it's not going to take any long time. Ansible all -- lists. In a few seconds, yes, here we have our Ansible Dynamic Inventory already here. So at this point, everything is all set. Everything is all set. Our dynamic inventories are here. So if you want to see the whole of Ansible hosts and the different tags, you simply run the file etc ansible/hosts with the list flag. It's going to list all the hosts and different tags by which it has gathered them in different, by AMI, by EC2, by different instance IDs, by key, the security key used at setup, platform undefined, security groups, by the tag names. The servers are named in this way in the EC2. So it's bringing in the same tag here at the same time by size, instant type, T2 micro, and by region, US East 2, by availability zone, US East 2A, and by VPC. So as many tags as you have, you're going to be able to find all the tags in here. So let's go forward with the demonstration by trying to ping the servers. We want to ping the servers in the inventory. So we're using Ansible all, we're using module ping. Now this is going to fail. We want to bring in something at this point. So it's going to fail. Why? Because there's no key passed. We have not passed, permission denied. All of them will show permission denied. So we have our key right here, and our key is key.pem. Now, first of all, let's change the permission of the key, and security is unprotected. So let's protect it now. Key.pem. So if you do chmod 400, you protect it. Now let's go back and run the command again to ping. This time around, we'll pass the private key file, private key. We put the path, the key. The key is just right here in the Ansible home directory, in the Ansible user directory. So we simply pass the key, key.pem, and it's going to use that key. Let's see what happens at this time. Now it's failing again. The reason it's failing is because it couldn't connect to host because of user. This is being run by Ansible user, and in these other servers, there are no Ansible users in there. So it's only the host server that we have Ansible user. So let's pass the user flag to this command. We'll pass the user flag to this command. User is EC2, and then everything will come successful. So there we go. So we have all the servers respond to this. So at this point, we want to go a little bit further by simplifying this command such that we do not have to pass the private key anymore. We do not have to pass the dash user flag anymore. So once we pass just the Ansible ad hoc command, Ansible all module ping, we are all going to get success. So what are we going to do? So we are going to create Ansible user in all our host files or in all our host servers. So we're going to create Ansible user. So let's create the YAML file and call that Ansible user.yaml. Now this script, this playbook, Ansible playbook, it's supposed to install and create Ansible user in all of the host servers to be able to connect to those host servers without password. That's the idea, to be able to connect to host servers without password. You can also create it such that Ansible user will be created with password, but for this time, this demonstration is to create Ansible user to disable password authentication to be able to run Ansible commands in all of the servers without passing the private key file. So what are we going to do now? So we will simply want to run this script, but before we run this script, we are going to create a key, SSH key, that will be imported from this host server, local host server, into all the servers we want to configure Ansible user in them. So we create this key. We want the key to be saved in the home of Ansible in the default directory .ssh and named ID underscore RSA. So we simply accept that and accept every other thing at the moment. And so we've created the key. So let's run our playbook. The playbook is already saved here. Ansible playbook. Ansible playbook. We run Ansible user.yaml, and the playbook will simply configure and create Ansible user in all of our servers. So let's see how it goes. Now we have a denial. The reason because permission is not granted. At this point, we'll still have to pass the authentication key at this time. So let's rerun that command again and pass the private key file, which we've done before, as key.pem. So we have the private key file passed now. So we will be easily authenticated to create these servers. So here we go again with the commands. We're still having permission denied, possibly because of user. We've not passed the user here. So it's good we see all of these steps so we know that we have to recognize that we still have EC2 user in all of these servers. So passing the user flag, that's the idea. So we don't have to do all this anytime we run Ansible playbooks or run Ansible ad hoc commands. So let's go again with it and we'll see how it goes. So the script is playing out. Everything is working out fine. So remember to pass the private key file and also to pass the user file. Now we have Ansible created in all of our servers. So how do we test that? Let's simply run the ad hoc Ansible command again, the ping module, Ansible or ping module. Now we will have a response without anything stopping us. No other long commands, private key, and user being parsed. So at this point, everything is duly configured. So you are free to run commands here. And also at this point, it's important to mention that you are free to also SSH into any of these servers. So we just want to find out which is our host server, where we are working on already. So at this time, this is our host server. IP address is ending with .77. So that is this. So we will try to connect SSH into these servers from here without password. That is the idea for that. So we do SSH Ansible, SSH Ansible at, this is the host server, this server we are working on right now. So we just pick the first one here and try to SSH into it. Okay, so here we go. So we are inside this first server. All right, so whatever command you want to run from here, you can run it. You are in the next server now from here. So you can run your commands from here, do whatever task you need to do. And when you're done, you simply hit exit and you're back into your Ansible server. So let's try to go into the other server, Ansible SSH, Ansible user at. So we are going into this server now. We're going into this server now. So that's the server. Then we hit enter. We are in there already. So you are free to run your task there. All right. So this is the idea of creating Ansible user in all the servers. And when you're done with whatever task you have to do in this server, you simply hit exit and you're out. So that's it. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please like and share and subscribe for more videos. Thank you. See ya.